Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first podcast episode of Law That Leads. I am your host. My name is Paola Becci. I am a partner here at ALF LLP, which is a full service firm and practices a number of areas of law. We are here at the headquarters of ALF LLP, where we will be joined by industry professionals each month to discuss cutting edge legal insights and in depth discussions, all related to law. Whether you are a seasoned lawyer, a business owner, a student, or simply curious about the law, our podcast is designed to equip you with invaluable insights and actionable knowledge on emerging legal trends and real world scenarios. Subscribe now and save the 17th of each month for new episodes of Law That Leads. Connect with us on social media for updates and exclusive content. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook at ALF LLP. You may also listen to us on Spotify, and if you are like me, who loves to listen to podcasts on my long drives, please tune in and, more importantly, subscribe and drive safe. I am here with my other partner, Anisa Ara. Hi, Anisa.
Hi, Paula. Thank you for having me.
Anisa, take us back in time. On July 7th, 2017, you started Ara Law Firm. Can you share your story of what your thoughts were at that time? What motivated you to venture into the legal field and establish your own solo practice so early in your legal career?
Wow, that feels like decades ago, even though it's only been 6 years. I was just a newly called lawyer, excited, dreamy eyed, and looking into the future, wanting to change the world. I had worked at various firms before, was looking at how things were being done, some things that I liked, some things I didn't like. I put everything together and told myself I will do something new and different. I wanted to build a place where people go to work and be excited about the day, feel cared and appreciated at work, and clients feel taken care of. In a way, bring more attention to each client and more transparency in the fees. I did not like the billing by the hour method at that time. I felt it created a lot of burdensome bills for client. Corporations could afford them, but the little guy, the underdog, could not afford the big bills. And I wanted to be able to help people and solve problems. We all start out idealistic, and I think in a sense I still am. I still focus on solving my clients' problems and focusing on getting paid later, which is not the greatest business models, but it has created a loyal client base for our firm, a lot of returning clients. So, in a nutshell, I did start the firm to create something new and better and more efficient. I did not know how I was going to do it at that time, but I think by now it has taken on a clear form and the vision is being shaped. We are efficient, we are techie, we are advanced, and we are visionaries, and we do look constantly to make law more accessible and more enjoyable. So I think we're on the way of getting this done. There's still a long way to go for me to completely achieve the vision that I had when I started, but we are definitely on the way.
And now, 6 years later, you have a partner, me. Of course, ALF is now a full service firm, but thinking back 6 years ago, was this part of your vision? Has it come on time, early, late?
Well, first of all, really grateful that you are here and that we found each other, and you know that. I did last year started thinking persistently that I needed a law partner, and I kept telling everyone what I need next is a law partner, and I kept saying it over and over again. but I just didn't know how I was going to find one because it's not just something you post on LinkedIn and say, hey, by the way, I'm looking for someone to partner up with me in my law firm. So, how do you find this? There's not a site like a dating site where you can find partners. I was thinking about all the friends that I knew that were lawyers, and some of them had their own firms, but nothing was similar enough that we could partner up. And we had this discussion about us working together, I think, during COVID, but things happen. We're all distracted, and I just continued working on, and you continued working at other firms. You have started just sprucing up things around the office and bringing in some new good habits and new ideas and new clients. And I'm so excited to work with you on more projects in the future and continue this momentum that we have built together. So it's definitely the right time, although I do wish I had found you earlier.
Well, you had your chance in 2019, but that didn't pan out. On July 7th, 2023, is that 5 years or 6 years? Because math is not my forte. 6 years later, you opened, well, exactly to the day actually. ALF LLP had its grand opening for the Valley office in Dundas, Ontario, which is now a second office and services the Hamilton and surrounding areas. How do you feel the legal landscape has evolved in the past 6 years since you founded our law firm?
The legal landscape. Well, I don't think we have enough time to talk about that, Paula. The legal landscape has evolved in Canada during these 6 years. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes. But one thing I want to remark is what COVID has done to the legal world. I remember when I started practicing real estate law, there was a requirement to meet your client in person, and all the signatures had to be in person. Digital signatures were not allowed. And I remember having a lot of returning clients that I would see several times a month for closings, had verified their identity. I just knew clearly who they were, and I knew their signature, and I knew exactly what they were doing. So I thought it was a waste of time for them having to come each time to sign the documents. They were very busy people, obviously, if they had to come to me 5 times a month. So I started thinking that there has to be a way to do this more efficiently. The Law Society had to allow for these cases where the lawyer is comfortable and you know your client well, for those clients to sign remotely. I was talking to other lawyers at that time, and they were saying the Law Society will never allow this. This will never happen. Just let it go. And I was saying, but what if there was a software that could identify clients easily? We do use technology a lot. So, what is the problem? I let it go, but during COVID, here we are, we're all using remote signing technology abundantly and everywhere, and it has become part of everyday life in every workplace. So that has been a welcome change. What has also been a welcome change is the remote hearings. We don't have to travel as much, we don't have to waste as much time in traffic and printing documents. The digital evolution has been a good change for lawyers because we do spend a lot of time on administrative tasks, especially when you are running a law firm, which for me, administration and managing all aspects of a law firm take up a lot of time in addition to actually being a lawyer. So that's a big change that we have welcomed and embraced as a law firm, but we've always had the eye to the future even before these changes took place. That had to happen. And now we have the eye to the future for new things that have to happen. And we hope to be one of the first to implement those new changes as well.
Well, I actually heard those comments as well. And I remember when people were so convinced that a digital signature was not going to happen. And here we are, it is the new normal. Speaking of technology and rapid transformations, ALF is one of the first, at least the first firm that I know of, that has commissioned its own law firm app. I noticed that clients always have positive feedback. They're always praising the app for quicker responses. It kind of resembles a chat where you're just sending a message. And it also has the capability to sign, as we were talking about. They don't have to come to the office. And also, we're getting a certificate of signage, I believe it's called. We've had amazing feedback and we can't wait for everyone to try it. Instead of using 5 different formats or softwares, we're using one. And I'm actually really proud of it.
I'm very proud of it too. And the idea just came to me one day. I believe it was a Sunday. I was just sitting at home and I was thinking about how I can solve some of these problems that were taking up so much of my time. One of those was returning voicemails, making sure that they return on the same day. And sometimes they weren't, making sure that clients reach us all the time, making sure that I'm able to update multiple parties at all times. Because sometimes we would have a closing and then the agent would call me on the weekend or the broker would call me on the weekend for updates. And the more clients you have, the more cumbersome this becomes on the staff and the law firm to update all parties and have efficient and fast communication with everyone. Now you can do that by hiring more people, which is more expensive, and you will pass on that cost onto the client because you have to survive, which I didn't want to do. So out of this pain points came the idea of a new app that would integrate all processes and would keep all parties who are interested in the transaction or a legal matter informed. Even if they don't want to participate, they still want to know what's going on. So I realize that a lot of clients like to text message or WhatsApp me, which I don't particularly prefer. So the app works like a WhatsApp conversation. You can create a group. Also, it integrates the Zoom hearings. Instead of me sending the client a link for the Zoom and setting up that Zoom hearing, it very quickly and integrates with Outlook. Also, the client doesn't have to go and figure out what our phone number is and who do I call. They can just click the name of the person on the app and just call right away. It requires very low energy from the client to get in touch with us. And also the same way from our side as well. We can be in touch with each other and with clients very quickly and easily. And the more we grow, the more important this will become because we'll have more clients to serve. And the app is getting better every year with new updates and new features, including even payment capabilities all through the app. Do not want to waste too much time on repetitive tasks that we do all the time. And if we can automate them, why not? I know a lot of people and a lot of firms are thinking the same way. I'm not sure if anyone has an app. I haven't seen one so far, so yay for us. I'm sure a lot of firms are using technology these days. However, how you use the technology and how you implement that I think sets us apart.
You're the president of Young Women in Law. You are very involved in the Albanian community as a past president of the Albanian Lawyers Association. Tell me, what has been the most rewarding aspect of being the founder of your law firm? How has it shaped your professional and your personal life?
We did meet through one of these community events with the Albanian Canadian Lawyers Association. This is when we really started to talk and I felt a good vibe coming from you. I feel like we understood each other in things we were saying and talking about. And that was the start of this partnership, which is pretty amazing. In the same vein, becoming business owner, it forces you to get out of your shell and be out there in the world and talk to many different people. And what that does, it has a ripple effect through different meetings with people that have influence in different areas of life, different professional skills and abilities and knowledge that you can learn from. I find that a lot of new professionals find intimidating. But you don't have an option as a business owner to say no. You have to grow your business, and sometimes it's just a matter of survival as well. So when you're in this journey, you're committed. And when you start meeting new people, it has a ripple effect. They can connect you with other people. They can teach you things you never knew before. They can give you ideas you may not have had before. And that's exactly what happened. So I started getting new resources, new ideas, new connections, and becoming more and more involved with the outside world to the point that right now I feel like I'm so intertwined with who I am and what I do in my professional life and outside of the law firm that I cannot tell apart myself from what I do. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's just become part of who I am. I started out on this journey, actually being more reserved and shy. When I tell people that, they don't believe me. You shy? Like, yes, I used to be and did not want to go to networking events, but now I really enjoy them because every time I've gone to a networking event, something has happened that has really directed me towards something else. So I encourage everyone to get out there and meet new people. Now, I am involved with the Albanian Canadian Community Association. We are undertaking an important project for the community. I'm not the one to break the news or talk about our initiatives in more detail, but I'm very excited that I am part of it. And we're really working towards leaving a legacy for our children. I'm a firm believer that you do have to start with your own community and who you are. You do have to accept where you come from and be proud of that. Other than the Albanian community, I'm also involved heavily in the legal community with young women in law, and I've been part of Young Advocates Standing Committee. We did a lot of great work there with young advocates, met some great lawyers who actually helped me in some cases of mine. I would reach out and say, I'm stuck on this case. Do you have any advice for me? And they were so helpful and so prompt at responding to me, which is always great to see. Among lawyers, we do have this collegiality. Even though people don't like lawyers, lawyers actually like lawyers. And we like helping each other. So for young lawyers, just always ask for help if you need it. I'm also involved with the St. Joseph's Foundation. We're working with a group of people to raise funds for St. Joseph. We're trying to build a new wing and trying to bring in more advanced hospital equipment, revamp their emergency room, which is a great project. And I'm very proud and grateful that I get to work with people who are in this sphere, the philanthropy, and are making positive change in the world.
So, speaking of Dundas, the Valley office, tell us how this came to be. Because I personally had never heard of Dundas before, but I am also, not
The partner. You should not say that. But I agree. It is a small town that not a lot of people know about it. When I tell people I have a new office in Dundas, they assume it's a Dundas Street office. So it is not. It is actually close to Hamilton. It's a small town. It is really beautiful and it has a long heritage that a lot of people don't know about. But the reason they don't know is because Dundas is guarded closely by the residents. The residents in Dundas, they love Dundas. They're very proud to be from Dundas and they live there and they grow there and they stay there. Not a lot of lawyers will actually move from Toronto to Dundas, but I like to go against the grain. So here I am. Now, obviously, an opportunity presented itself, and I could not say no. I cannot say no to any good opportunities. It's
problem.
it's a good problem and something that always keeps my hands full and my time very limited. But in this case, I'm very grateful for this opportunity and very proud to be part of Dundas and bring there a new business, new life, become employers at Dundas, rejuvenate the area, and invest in the Hamilton region, which I believe is growing and it has a lot of potential. There is a lot of exciting things that are happening in Hamilton. A lot of people don't know the seeds are being buried. As someone who always sees to the future, I like to look out for these new opportunities. I want to be there before everybody is. Has a different vibe than the Mississauga office. People walk in every time we're walking outside. Everybody says hello. So I really love being there. As I said, we believe in Hamilton. We believe in Dundas, and even though things are going remotely and a lot of businesses are actually closing their physical offices, I do believe that nothing replaces that in person connection with your client. While it is fine to meet a client that you know very well, to meet them over a virtual meeting for your fifth, second, third, fifth time. But the first time, I think you should always have that in person meeting with a client and or a business partner. We are expanding our offices, even though other people are downsizing their offices. I don't know if I'm right on this, but I do believe in human connection. I do believe in face to face conversation. And especially in these small towns, that is even more important. So here we are. We are putting our faith in Dundas and Hamilton and faith in our abilities to serve that community well. And we hope to see as many of you there. We have some introductory fees for you to just get you acquainted with our lawyers and our team, and hopefully have you come back to us in the future. We do love building long-term relationships with our clients, and this is an absolute truth that I stand by every time. We are not focused on a one-time deal or one-time help for the clients. We do want to build this trust and be your lawyer for life. And I think we're good at that.
When I proposed the idea to have a podcast for ALF, I remember saying to Anisa, we have to make this between 20 to 25 minutes max because I love podcasts, but I mean, let's be honest, who's listening for an hour and 45 minutes here? If you enjoyed our voices in our company, come on back. We'll be covering a variety of issues, not just legal ones. And if you have any suggestions, please reach out to us on our Instagram page or on our website at alfllp.ca. And we hope to hear from you.